Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today I have a new build that I'm excited to do. I've been waiting for a little while to do this one. A Deej Box, right? Some of you may know a Deej Box is a small box. It's a box that you would hook to your computer that would give you physical audio controls over different audio on your computer. So the use case that a lot of people do, my particular use case is, you might be on your computer, you're playing a game with some friends, maybe listening to music. If anyone has done that, then you know that you always run into an issue of volume leveling, right? Like the people you're talking to are too loud on Discord, or the game is too loud, or you have some music on, but maybe you want it just a little bit in the background kind of thing. And then, it's always a big pain in the butt to have to go through the different audio settings and adjust your sliders and things like that, especially if you bounce between, different games and you might be using different apps, and it gets to be a big pain in the butt. What you really want is just to be able to turn a dial right in front of you, in front of your computer, a nice physical dial to do that. So today we will be doing that by building it into a box. So we can see I have a variety of things here. The main thing is it's going to go into this box here. So you do need, that's what I love about this build. You only need a couple things. You need a box. You need some potentiometers or some slides. If you prefer doing slides, I like to have some nice pots. And an Arduino. And this is it. This is all I need. This, some wire, solder it together, throw some software on, and we got a box. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing real quick is to basically build the box, install the pieces. We'll do, this is like a 3-step process, right? We got to physically do the box, drill some holes, put these pieces in, and then once we have that all sort of placed physically where we want it to go, then we have some soldering, some wiring to do, which will be really easy. And then once that's in and we can place everything all in the box, and then we can hook it up to the computer and then just do some quick software setup, and we should be good to go. So first you'll notice I got my box here. I am planning on putting it like this. So if we switch to the side view here real quick, we can see. So I'm planning on putting it in this box here, and it's going to end up just sitting like this, right? It'll sit like this. On my desk in front of my computer, and I'll just have the knobs coming out here, so I can adjust the knobs. I will probably put I'm a big fan of Velcro, so I'll probably put a little piece of Velcro down here with the spot on my desk where I want it, so that way it'll stay in place while I'm doing the knobs, and then it also makes it easy if I can move it around a little bit. The fun part is going to be the Arduino, how I want to mount it, because what I'm planning on doing is basically kind of having it go in like this, right? And then the USB will be back here. So I will have to cut a hole here, which I plan on melting a hole. That's what this is for. Kind of get a little hole there where I can plug it in the back. That's at least the idea so far. All right, so first thing is I do need to drill the 4 holes for these pots. Okay, so what I did real quick here that you can see here, is I did sort of pre-measure, and I just used some Sharpie, and I drew some dots on there where I can drill. So I'm going to head outside in a second. I'm going to drill these holes, and then I'm just going to take like an X-Acto knife or like a, just a blade, and kind of clean these holes up and make everything smooth out. The one thing I do want to try is, if you notice, let me make sure I come out here. If you notice, there are these little tabs here. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it on the side there. So these tabs are meant to, right, so when it fits in, it kind of slots in and it keeps it from turning. I've seen some people that'll rip it off, which I had considered doing, but I know me, and I know that once it's in there, I'm going to turn the knob, and then that knob is going to turn this whole thing, and then the knob is not going to, the end and start point is not going to look correct, and that's going to really bother the crap out of me. So what I'm going to try to do is I will try to sort of melt in like a small little divot. I don't want to go through, because I don't want this to go through to the outside, but I'll try to melt in a little divot in there, so that way it does have a little pocket that it can sit in, so it doesn't rotate. So that's the goal. All right, so I'm going to go outside, I'm going to make those cuts, and then I'm going to come back inside and let's take a look, okay? All right, so I just made the cuts. Did the holes on here? Not too bad. They're not perfectly lined up, but they're pretty close. They're pretty close, so I think that'll work. Let's see. So then the big question is going to be, when these go in, I need on the left side this little bumper thing. So I'm going to try to do it this way. We can see if this works. just to help my situation out, I'm going to get the little fan going. Just make sure things are blowing out, that way behind me. The doors. Okay. So what I think I'm going to try to do here, let me get this out of the way so we can all see. So I got 4 of these guys. So I need on the left side, right on the left, about that far out, it needs to be that little divvy div. Okay, let's see. All right, it's on and getting hot. I can actually see. You see that? Does it look red hot? It doesn't come out on the camera very good, but you might be able to see a little bit there. Maybe on this camera. Does this camera show it? You can see the red there coming out. That's the vent. You don't want your finger going over that area there where it's red. It's actually blowing hot air out right there. Okay. Let us see if this works. Well, it definitely melts. It does melt. We don't want to go too deep. Don't want to go too deep. Let me just, if I do like a push down, maybe. Ooh. Okay, let's sorry. Did I turn that on? I did turn that on. Yeah, okay. So it's off. It's off. Made a little plasticky slit, a whole slit in there. Let's see if this. Did I actually do? Oh, whoops! Put it the right direction. Okay, it may be wood. However, this plastic is sticking out here. Let's a little trim. Clean out kind of the hole a little bit. This might be a little work to do for each one, but I think it's worth it. Okay, let's try this again, see if it actually goes in there at all. No, I need to make it a little to the left more. So if we stick this in, it melts it that way. Just to kind of cut it out. No, I'll use my X-Acto. That seems good. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Now let's cut that out. And did it go through? Did not go through. Yay. Yay. So far we have mild success. Okay. Now it's okay, so it does kind of go in. Not that great, and it's not. See, here's the trick: is I want to get it flat. Do not want it to not be flat. So I do need to go a little deeper. This is gonna take a little bit here. Let's go a little bit deeper. Push it out of the way. Okay, I feel like I'm getting probably. Oh yeah, look at that. Can you see that? No deeper. That's what that means. Just perfect though. That's what that actually means. Perfect. All right, so let's do a little trim. Okay. Aha. Now that feels good. Now does it? Okay, so here's the thing. My slot is not going to be that great. It doesn't look. Look. You see this? You see this? It still turns that far because I can't make a perfect slot. So you know what? I'm just break the stupid tabs off. If it's going to move at all, it's not worth it for me, and I'm not going to take the time to do what you just saw me to do. Because that's stupid. I'm not going to do that. I will just break the tabs off. How easy is it to break the tab off? Ridiculously easy. Okay. So let's get these bad boys fitted and see how it looks. Alright, so we got a washer, and a screw. Oh, shoot. I guess we're oh man, come on. Ah, here. Found it. Alright. I'm just gonna have to put the screws on, I guess, tight enough to not break the plastic, but tight enough to keep these things from moving at all. So I'm gonna do just a hand tighten for now on this project, but probably off camera, I'll go grab like a nut driver and actually do it proper. I don't think I have the right size on right now. So let's just get these all in place. Break the tab off. It's very cheap metal. That comes off so easy. Okay. One of these kind of tighten situations actually should do a pretty good job. And 2 down, 2 to go. This tower. Just get that done there. Last one. That guy. This guy, let me just do get any movement. Tighten that a bit. Tighten that one a bit. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. They all feel okay. Yeah, I think that should be cool. Okay. All right, so maybe like that. So we got this. All right, so step 1 done is we do have this. We got our, I got some knobs here. We'll go on very last thing. Right, but we have these nice little knobbers. Go like there. Let's see, it does turn. Yeah, okay, cool. And it feels pretty good. I like the action. All right, these 3D printed. They kind of look like they're 3D printed. Okay. Now for the hard part. So this is why I feel like this is kind of going to be the hard part. So I kind of want to just stick this down, right? Little hole in the back, wire it up, da-da-da. The only problem is when I wire everything on here, a little bit of solder, like I'm not going to push. You could push the wire through and do, which would kind of be a little bit better. Push it through, solder it in, but I don't want to do that because it's going to create too much on the bottom, and I don't want to have to deal with that since I don't have it exactly. I'm just going to glue it in the box basically. So what I want to do is kind of do surface mount when I when I solder. I want to just try to keep it all on the surface. So if I can pull that off, then I should just be able to slide this. I can glue it right to the bottom. I can stick it in, and I can just make a hole right in the back there to fit this guy through. So we're going to do that right now. And hope and pray. All right. So I get the heat turned down all the way since I don't think I need it up all the way. So I already know that the blade is wider, but I may go about the width of the blade. So what I think I want to do is go from the inside out so I can be assured it's kind of on the bottom. And I'm going to guess, just look and guess that I'm in the middle, because that's how I roll. That's pretty okay, and we push. And we push, and we push. And it looks like it's going out the other side. Indeed it is. Now let's go from the other side. Shit. It's got a little bit loose. There we go. Okay. And there's a hole there now. Let's see if we can trim this up, make it work. We got that off. Can't really get it in there flat. Just to be as flat as I can. It's going to actually have to be flat for this USB to really sit up against it. So let's do a little cut. A little trim on that side, trim this side. Alright, come on. And it's not going to be the cleanest, but until I can get that 3D printer, this is how it's going to have to be. So if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. The more likes and subscribes I get, the more chance I can get a 3D printer, and we can really up the game here on all these builds, right? That also means I'll probably be able to design some cool stuff that you guys will get the benefit of, possibly receiving, right? So that might be kind of cool. All right, let's see. I'm getting there, but it's like, this is not, I can't really get in with this knife. Even with an X-Acto knife, I'm not really going to be able to get in very well. Just need to get off this plastic bit here. There we go. Okay, so I have some kind of hole. Question is, how well? Oh. See, the only issue that I have is it doesn't. I'm gonna have to make it so the board pops out a little bit, just because the plastic case is a little thick. So it's like, even if it's part of C, but like the USB does not come out all the way. So it's like I can't make a perfect flush little mount because I won't be able, my USB cords won't be able to plug in. I do need this to actually come out a little bit, so I am going to have to just make a bigger hole. When in doubt, make it bigger. I knew I was probably going to have to do this, so this is not a surprise. But let's see, I just want to go a little bit on the bottom. I just kind of want to go a little bit wider. On each side. little bit at a time. I knew this was going to be the most difficult part. Definitely got to go wider. Definitely. I'm going to have to just make a pretty decent size hole here. Luckily, this is going to be on the back side, so you're not going to see it. All right, let's do this. Let's do this for reals. Let's let this get nice and toasty and do some melting. Oopsies. I think it's big enough now. Yeah. Definitely wide enough. If anything, I made it too wide. But now the question is, okay, so this is what I think I'll end up doing. Yeah. Is that I can push it, jam it in. And I don't think I'm going to cut any more out because this actually kind of holds it a little bit. Just means after I wire, I'm going to have to fiddle it in here a little bit, glue it, and then I can even run some sealant or something if I really care, and I don't. Like I said, this is going to be going like this, like in the back, right? So it's fine. All good. Okay. Now that we got all that, I think we can get to some wiring. Let's get to some wiring. So I want to, well, actually that doesn't matter until I really wire it in. Yeah, but I'll start here with this. Right? Doesn't really matter. Okay. So what am I going to do? I am going to, by the way, super excited. I get to use this for the first time. I picked this up recently. I have a few soldering irons, like a soldering gun, a little station, stuff like that. But for like tiny projects like this, this is great. I use this for like my RC stuff too, is what kind of the reason why I got it too. So looking forward to give it a go and see how well it works. Just plugged. It's just USB powered, which is pretty cool. And then what I want to do, let's see, I'll do negative, positive. All right, well, we got a small wire here. This is my black. Okay. So let's cut this to length first. All right, so I'm going to go from like here to there to there to there, and then down. So if I do this much, that should be like more than plenty. Let me do a little snip. Do-do-da. Okay, so don't need the blacks. We'll go down here for now. I'm going to cut off an evil red here. So let's just put that up next. Actually, I'm just going to cut all my evil. Yeah, the other one's gonna be shorter. I'll cut those next. Okay. So what we got to do is wire the positives and negatives all together here, and that goes to the Arduino. We'll be using the VCC for for the voltage for the positive, and then the negative will go on the ground. Let's do this. All right. So what I think I want to try to do is just sort of melt, I think, what I need. I figured I might just be able to melt with that. Like, so if I go here, instead of snipping the wire, I just kind of do like a little melt action. I don't know how. I've seen people do something like this. I don't know how they strip the wire. I'm just gonna totally do this ghetto style. Okay, so if I maybe want the bend around here. Okay, I don't like doing that. I don't like using this. I got to be able to just strip it, right? I mean, nuts. Okay, maybe I should try nuts. Yeah, let's try nuts. Because then, I'm doing two wires on the same thing. Then it gets annoying. One gets desoldered because you're doing the other one. I get this thing really hot. Let's go full heat. You should be able to melt this, I think, pretty easily, right? Good to see how heat resistant this is. Jeez, okay. Pretty heat resistant, actually. That's good. Okay, here we go. Now I think I'm removing. All right, this is annoying. I don't want to do it this way. Making all this rubber and plastic fumes everywhere. This is stupid. Okay, there's got to be an easier way to do this. Let me think. Is there like a tool that strips it like that? I think. I would hope. I mean, I can try to do like. Sort of break. Can I just rip it with my nail? Yes! Yes! Oh, super good. Okay. Now I just need to rip this. Oh. See, when in doubt, just use your nails. The question is going to be: how do I get this off now? And ripping it seems to be pretty okay. All right, look at that. Look at that. Okay, it's probably a little bit more than I want exposed, but all right, so it's gonna be something like this, right? Where it's like, let's hold it. Maybe like this. Maybe if I go like one here. This can kind of do it. Can you guys see that? Yeah, a little bit. It's on the back side, but we can make that happen. Cool. All right. It's gonna be like boom, boom. There's gonna be one here. I don't even think I need to actually remove, right? Now that I have this space, I can probably just slide this whole thing down because that's kind of enough. All right, so I'm gonna have here there, there, and then maybe one here. There. All right, so I got my wire kind of braided off like that, or broken off like that. Let's try to solder this bad boy together and see what happens. All right, so let's turn this guy on. I believe it's the plus. Yeah. All right, so this thing does heat up super fast too, which is cool. Let's see how long. We're going, I think the default is, I think goes to 350 Celsius. If that's the case, we're over halfway there. It is pulling the full 22 watts. Nice. Passing 300. 350. All right, let's see if this works. I'm just gonna tin all these first, and we'll go from there. Usually holding my breath there, by the way, if you're wondering. It's all the lead diffuser going in my face. All right. Now let's try to get this in the safe. Just tin. Do kind of want to tin this wire. It's too little. Okay, so I can hear that this thing has got this Velcro thing on the cable. It keeps catching in my shorts. That looks good. That's good. All right. Needle nose going. All right. Well, let's do some soldering. Let's get a good grip on it first. That would certainly help. Okay. -1. Down. Number 2. Down. Okay, and the last one. Just gonna make it. Okie dokie. Okay, so we got these. Let's take this off of here real quick. Just make sure it feels connected well. Yes. Does just moving things around just to make the next ones a little bit easier. Up slightly. Up slightly. Up slightly from this side. Okay. All right. So let's do the same thing now with this one. All right. So go from here over here. See, and I'm giving it a little bit of a twist too to try to help myself out there. All right. So if I'm gonna go there to there, then that's there to here. Like my exact measurements. Yeah. My cool wire cutting technique. That's what's kind of nice about when you're working with a lot thinner wire like this too. You can get away with a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna go from there, then it's gonna go there, then that's there, and then this is the last one there. So probably about right there. Okay, so we got all these nice little breaks. Just need to tin all this up, make our lives a little easier. Tinny Mittens. Do you know Tinny Mittens? Do you know him? He lives down the street. Okay. Just need to get some kind of good stand or something for that thing. Okay. Now we're back in the business of soldering. Okay. I just whacked it. Let's clean it. Where's it? Okay. Tweezers. Okay. Let's get the positive going. We gotta do the positive side. Always gotta do the positive side of things. Number one down. Let's get two going, a little bendy. I don't have as much contact on this one, but make it work. There you go. Melt, melt. It's almost not close enough. Okay, now we've got some wires in. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, those look good. That looks pretty good. I guess that's touching. Okay, let's now make it so I can. All right, so now we got the positives and the negatives all together. The last thing I got to do here, if I can get to it, is individual wires need to go to all of these, right? I'm just kind of bending them up a little bit more so I can get to them easier. Okay, so then the question is, how long do they need to be? Because the answer is they don't need to be very long. All right, so this is the red one I'm going to get rid of. And these are the 4 colors I'm going to use for my wires. Let's get this where I can get to all of them. Okay, so here is, well, maybe it's this side. Yeah, it's this side. Okay. Okay, so the reality is it doesn't need to be long. I got to be able to just guess this, right? Because it's going to go from there. It's like if I do this, that's like probably too long, but I'm going to do it. So let's do it. Okay, so 1 down. Do yellow. Green. Green here. And that just leaves blue. Blue guy. The blue man of the group. Okay. So that is that. And get out the wire out of the way. Don't need any more wire. All right, let's do some stripping and tinning. All this. We got 4. Okay, let's go strip these 2. Okay, let's see. Should I just. Yeah, I'll do it like this. Okay. Let's see. Not all the wires are. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Okay. Let's see how easy this is going to be to 10. All right, so I wouldn't necessarily pre-tin them, by the way, just a little tidbit of information. If I was trying to push the wire through the little holes in the Arduino, but like I said earlier, I'm going to try to do like a more of a surface mount because I'm mounting it flat, so I don't want anything coming out the back. So because of that, I am going to I am going to pre-tin just so I can help with that surface mount. get hot. Little tiny wire. On there, come on. Get hot, whoa. Nah, it's a little flux. Okay. Let me get all these individually popped on real quick. Should be easy. Pretty easy if I don't drop it. If I drop it, then it's very difficult if I drop it. No, that's good enough. Okay. Solder my solders. One down. Two down. Three down. One, two, couple. All right. That is all the wires on this. Good. Let's check them. Okay. So like this. So now, I guess I could like, yeah, hold it like this. Something like that. All right. Let's check out this board here. What are we doing? What are we doing on this board? Okay. So there's the VCC. There's the ground. All right. So I'm gonna pre-tin all my spots here that I'm gonna be soldering onto, which is going to be this ground, this VCC, and then I'm doing a 3, 2, 1, 0. So those are all, and I'm only using 4. Those are the analog ports. There are more, I guess, on here. I am only using 4. They are marked. Super easy. Okay. All right. So now let's do some business. I'm going to do the ground first since it's the furthest away, and then I'll work my way in. Remember, my goal is to try to just do this. It's like a good surface mount. Okay. Yep, feel pretty good about that. Here's onto the VCC pad. Oh, I did go in the hole a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so now I think I'm gonna. That's up. This is left. Kind of orders backwards. Yeah, I think I want to put this on 0, just so it goes left to right. So I want to go furthest though. So this will be the last one, which is 3, because it is indexed with 0. Okay, I need to roll this business a little closer to each other. Okay. All right, blue is going to be, this is kind of a blue, is going to be number 3, just right next to PC6. It's going to be slightly tricky. Get in there. It's very tight. Need a little bit more room to work with here. Oh yeah. Mr. Purple next. Was there? Huh. Was there a Mr. Purple? I know there was a Mr. Pink. If you know what I'm talking about, was there a Mr. Purple? Put it in the comments. I can't remember if there's a Mr. Purple. There was a Mr. Blue, Mr. Orange. I think there was a Mr. Black. There was Mr. Pink, who's a great actor. I'm not going to give away, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what I'm talking about. It's a movie that you should watch, not with your kids. Okay. So try to get this guy in. We're so close. Okay, I think that's not going to pop off. Okay, let's yellow. Mr. Yellow. Was there Mr. Yellow? No, there was he. Mr. Pink. He was Mr. Brown. That's what I know. There was Mr. Brown because someone was mad that so I'm like Mr. Shit. That's what I am. Yeah, you gotta watch that movie. Okay, so I do see this piece sticking off. I feel like it's gonna touch and short. Okay. I think I have it all sorted out. Okay. Turn this guy off by unplugging it. We can move it aside. Okay. Yeah, I should try to give it a clean before it cools off. That's all right. Okay. Alrighty. So now let's take a look at this guy. Let's hook everything here. See if I can kind of keep them together with a little bit of a twist. Yeah. Okay, there's okay. I'm gonna assume that everything's all good. I'm just gonna I don't like that. Okay, it's not all good. That negative is it feels loose. So I might just do it right now while it's easy to do. Okay, I think that's better. better because it punched it way through. Okay, I'm gonna have to clip that. Okay, so because remember I did talk about doing this as a flush mount, so you can see some of these did go through, which is fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to use this to kind of clip a little bit of it off. That should be okay. Okay, so it feels pretty flat. Everything is in there nice and tight. I think we're good to go. Okay, so now, what was I going to do? I want to like glue it in. I think what I'm going to do is I'll glue it in after. I'll do the test fit and all that. We'll see it working and all that, and then I'll just do some final little things to clean it up. But I just want to make sure that everything works. So let's see if we can. I'm going to do a mash fit in here. So like I was saying, I can kind of stick it in where I should be able to hopefully plug in the USB without popping it around. And just throw in a couple screws for now to hold this bad boy down. All right. And what the heck, let's get the knobs going. We shouldn't be taking them off now, so we should be able to set them. Okay, let's take, oh no! Okay. All right, let's get the knobs going on this thing here. Right. All right, let's see. Make sure they're all the way left. They are. I'm not going to do a full push until like. No, just going to go like one more. All right. You know, they got all the same. Otherwise, it'll make them crazy. Okay. This. That looks pretty good. All right, look at that. We have a box with knobs. Hey. Okay, now for the fun part, let's look into the computer and let's see if this even does anything. See at the computer. Okay, here we are at the computer. I have not, I guess I don't need my safety glasses anymore. Should be pretty safe on the computer. Okay. All right, so by the way, I will put links, of course. I didn't mention this before. I'll put links, of course, below to all of the, I'll put links below to all of the parts that I use for this so you guys can get it. And then also the links to what we're going to look at right here. So there's two pieces of software that you're going to need. And that is going to just be the Arduino software. And this just allows you to, it's the IDE. So if you want to, you know, you're going to want it if you really want to get into Arduinos. But in this case, we just need it to, I'll be totally honest, I don't think we totally need it. I've seen a few ways of doing this, and it seems like people do upload it into the Arduino. But looking at, so if we go over to the GitHub, so this is the GitHub for the Deej project. So if we take a look here, so you can download the software, download latest release. So make sure you click that. Now this is where you get to the launch instructions. All you really need to do, it seems like, is when you launch the Arduino IDE, you can pull the COM port that it gets set up with, and then you just have to modify the YAML file and put that in there. So, for example, okay, so if we take a look over here, these are the two files that you have to download. You can place them anywhere. There's this YAML file. This is what we're going to sort of config what it's going to do. But you can see right here, it does configure over COM port 5. So you just want to make sure this is the correct COM port. I did already plug this in a little bit ago just to make sure it turned on, and that was the COM port it was configured for. So once you do that, all you have to do is run the Deej program. It'll connect it with all your settings. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we're all doing this together here. Okay, so it does push through. That's going to make it hard to plug in. I got it. I think. I mean, yes, I see a red light. I assume, okay. Nothing came up, so I'm hoping it works. All right, so here's the IDE, the Arduino IDE. Let's take a look. So it is coming up. So if we go to port, it is coming up with this COM5 Arduino, so we know that should be correct. Okay, so I don't think I need this. Or maybe I do. I want to see if the knobs work. Okay, that was one thing I saw. So let's see if maybe can I connect to it? You know, I haven't ever used this program before, so we're learning together. Oh, there's a serial monitor. Okay, not connected. Select a board and port to connect on Mac. Okay, so let's connect. Can we connect to this? Select board. Okay, right here. There we go. Okay, so now if we do a serial monitor, is there a console output? Serial plotter? That's not doing anything. Serial monitor. So I need. All right. Let's just run this thing and see what happens. All right, so this should be a master volume. Let's see. Just going into the config here. This should be master volume. Let me see if it works here, guys. Yeah, I don't think working. Try something. Yeah, we are not working. All right, let me pause for a minute and see what's going on. All right, I figured it out. Took me a minute. My mistake. But my mistake is your gain. Okay, so here are the steps. So you do actually need the Arduino IDE. You need, if you start here, this is what we should do. Okay. Okay, so this is what we need to do. We'll start here. So you do want to download the IDE. So you want to grab that, the Arduino IDE. So download that, install it, have it ready to go. Come here, you will go to the download section. You're going to do two things: download latest release. You want to scroll down. I'm on Windows, by the way, if you can't tell, so your mileage may vary. But you really just need to grab this config.yaml file and the deej.exe. Okay, so you grab those two files. The other thing you're going to need to do is right here, and this is the part that I missed reading the instructions. First time users download the Arduino sketch. Okay, so if you click this, this is going to take you to the code. So this is actually the sketch code that you got to put into the Arduino, right? So you can just go in here, do a Control-A, select all the text here, right? And then open up the Arduino IDE. So this is a two-process thing, right? You do have to upload the software into the Arduino, and then you have to run software locally on your machine. So what you can do is you can sit here and make sure you select your board. And you notice I saw my COM port there too. It was COM5. So I can select my board and then just select everything, the pre-existing text, default text that's there, paste in all the code. The only thing you really have to change are what analog pads that you were using on the Arduino, right? So Mike, so there's actually 5 here, index with 0. So it's like I only use 4. So these are the 4 that I used, right? So all I have to do at this point, I've already uploaded it, but all I have to do is click this button right here to upload it. It will copy it into the Arduino. Once you do that, the good thing to double check is if you go into Tools and Serial Monitor, give it a second. All right, so you can click on the, I had Deej running, I think that's why I was pointing at that COM port. If you click on Serial Monitor, once you have your board selected, you should get this down at the bottom. So you can see as I adjust my knobs, if I adjust them all to 0, let's say, right, you can see I can adjust this first one all the way up, boom. Second one, third one, fourth one, right? So you can see that it works. So we know we're good there. So we can close that. I'm not going to save because I don't need it. And then all we have to do then is run the actual, well, take a step back here. You want to make sure you go into the YAML file. And this is where you're going to configure. So I just did these 4 to start with. I'm obviously going to take some time and kind of configure more for my specific system. But the 2 things to note here is to make sure that you do set this up the way you want. Read these instructions. There's some great things on what you can do here. But make sure this does match what you had over in the Arduino IDE, that it does show the correct COM port, right? So once you do have all that running, in my case, after I did all that, I did have to reboot my machine. I did not reboot my machine. Actually, what I had to do was unplug and replug in the device. That's what it was. I had to replug it in, so it grabbed the updated configuration, and then once I open Deej, it's running. I can pull over so you can see. Now you can see if I adjust some of these sliders, just these sliders for now, you can see it does work. Right? And that's the Deej Box, right? Pretty cool. So I'll clean mine up a little bit more, but that's the gist of it. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, put them down in the comments if there's ways that you can see that I can do this better. I do want to circle back to it, like I said, when I get a 3D printer and do just kind of a cooler box. But you can, that's the great thing about this. It's a couple parts. You can put it in a shoebox if you want. Like you can build this thing for like under 20 bucks, which is great. And it's super useful, right? So if you found this video helpful, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, leave the comments below. I'd love to know what you guys think. Thank you very much for joining me today on The Hobbyist. Let's build something amazing together.